All right, XRP holders, will XRP blast off, or will we see price suppression back down within the 60-cent range? We're eating some apples and peanut butter over here, but I'm gonna put the apple down for a little bit, and we're gonna talk about what's taking place on the XRP price chart, because XRP has been trending upwards the past year. It's not doing bad by any means, but when you're comparing to meme coins, Solana, other projects that we've been talking about on the channel, it's been underperforming in comparison to them, but it's been overperforming in comparison to the dollar and the stock market and other projects out there. So we're going to talk about Grayscale, we're talking about Bitcoin, we're talking about the total crypto market cap, we're talking about XRP to the US dollar and what's happened in the past bull run and what you need to be looking for next to make massive gains. We're showing you guys Bitcoin's dominance. We're also showing you XRP to Bitcoin and what I talked about several days ago, and when XRP is set to blast off based on the charts, not based on opinion and hype math here. So if you're feeling blessed, comment 777. If you're feeling bullish, comment 777. If you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So first, let's talk about Bitcoin, and then we're going to compare Bitcoin to XRP and when XRP is set to moonshot. So Bitcoin just flipped silver, and gold is next. Gold has a almost $15 trillion market cap. Microsoft, like 3 trillion, Apple, 2 trillion, Nvidia, $2 trillion in one company. So when you look at a whole industry at 2.7 trillion, and then Nvidia at like 2 to 3 trillion dollars, it is ridiculous, guys. The amount of money that could flow into the crypto market, that's going to flow into the crypto market, is going to blow your minds. And I've been saying this for years, all through the bear market. We're preparing for the bottom, entered into Bitcoin at $16,700 and then in altcoins. And now we're starting to see the tip of the iceberg start to flip over, and what's underneath the water is what's about to come to the surface, and all of that liquidity is going to flow into the altcoin market. And XRP will be one of those projects. I mean, I've been saying this, I've been yelling this at the top of my lungs for years, but there's only so many videos I can make saying the same thing. The price action is what retail focuses on, and when the price doesn't do anything, people get mad at me. And it's funny how that works, because when you meet someone in person, they're completely different than the keyboard warrior that they pretend to be online. But XRP is doing something today. It's cool to see. So get excited, but stay grounded, and grab an apple, get some peanut butter, and let's dive right in. So Bitcoin over the past year, 235%. I can't talk and chew at the same time, so I'm not going to eat the rest of this apple in this video, so you guys don't have to see me chew like an absolute Neanderthal degenerate with my mouth open here. So gold, 17%, S&P 500, 33%. Over the past 14 years, the S&P 500, 344%, gold, 95%, Bitcoin, 2.4 billion%. So it's very, very clear Bitcoin is the asset classes of the future. And for people like Peter Schiff or Warren Buffett that said Bitcoin is rat poison, well, hey, wouldn't it make sense for you to create generational wealth and move it into stuff that you believe is going to be around long term? If you believe Bitcoin's going to be around long term, then you can keep some in Bitcoin. What we do is we time these markets, and we're not going to round trip our bags and hold like an absolute idiot through the top of the market and ride it all the way to the bear market bottom and then be like, oh, I should have sold the top. I'm going to tell you guys when the top's going to be in. Based on my opinion, I sold Bitcoin at $57,000. 90% of it, actually no, I sold 100% of it, but I sold like 90% of my large cap altcoin holdings at the top, and then I bought back in at $16,700. And so why would you round trip your bags? It makes absolutely no sense. As bullish as you are on this market, you have to know how to time market tops. And what's interesting is nobody knows where Bitcoin's going to go next, but we can get an idea based on M2, monetary supply, monetary print orders. We could talk about, gross debt of the United States. We could talk about what the Federal Reserve is going to do, adjusting the effective federal funds rate. But we can also look at companies like Grayscale. For example, their holdings, Bitcoin, they hold about 69.11% is the weight as of March 11th, today, making this video. Ethereum is 23.71%. Solana is 3.07%. Then XRP is 1.93%. Why? Okay, so if XRP is a scam, according to the keyboard warriors, why would it be the fourth largest allocation in their portfolio? And why would they be dumping off Bitcoin? BlackRock's been buying up the Bitcoin, and why is XRP right here? Then we have Cardano and Avalanche. And so you guys let me know your thoughts on that. I just find that really interesting. Now, the top 5 news that's dropped from today: Sam Altman rejoined OpenAI board following investigation. DeFi total value lock reaches 100 billion as Bitcoin pumps to 70K, past the all-time high again. Grayscale and Coinbase sit down with the SEC over a spot Ethereum ETF. And so what we're looking at right now too on CoinMarketCap is Ethereum is over $4,000. I talked about this a few days ago. I said the institutions, and we've been talking about this for months, said Ethereum is the main trade next that the institutions are going to front run, just like they did Bitcoin. They buy the news, they buy the rumors, and then, hey, Bitcoin saw us sell the news event, and that's when Coinbase shut down and liquidated the longs and the shorts, but then the price boosted up right after that. So we could see something like that happen for Ethereum, getting up to the all-time high, Ethereum ETF news coming, and then that dropping, and hey, maybe the SEC will delay it, but eventually they might approve it, guys. So if they approve an Ethereum ETF, Ethereum would pass 4K, then 5K, then 6K, and I think Ethereum could go above 10K this bull run cycle and do very, very well. But the majority of the gains, I'm not holding that much Ethereum because I do think, XRP will do better this bull run. Now, Binance class action lawsuit dismissal reversed by appeals court. Binance exit sparks fears and opportunities in Nigeria's crypto community. And so there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with the SEC and, these companies like Binance with CZ stepping down, and then class action against like Coinbase. Whereas Ripple is just finishing up their lawsuit and a settlement is coming next. And so could there be some whales that are buying it up right now in preparation for the settlement announcement to happen? And then also for XRP's automated market maker amendment passing with majority vote, XRP holders will be able to earn passive income on this condition, and that is coming up March 22nd. So in preparation of this, we're seeing XRP's price rally. Now, looking at Bitcoin on the weekly candles, Bitcoin closed above the all-time high and it's holding above it, $72,000. So as long as Bitcoin continues its upswing, we're going to see the altcoin market, lag behind for a little bit, and then we're going to see the altcoin market rip. Right now, we're right at the complacency dead cat bounce high of about $1.26 trillion, give or take a like 10 to 50 billion here or there. But then the all-time high of the altcoin market is $1.7 trillion. And so we're about 40% away from the all-time high. When Bitcoin's dominance starts to decrease, then that money rotates into altcoins, and we're going to see the entire altcoin market cap fly. Now, here's something that's interesting on the chart that I noted compared to the last bull run. From the bear market bottom in March after COVID, we saw a rally up to about 76 cents for XRP for point number 1 right here to retest this neckline as resistance from September of 2018. It was rejected from it, trade all the way down in December of 2020 for point number 2 in orange that you can see right here, which was post lawsuit when it was filed against Ripple. Everyone was scared, they panicked, sold, but then that dip got bought back up. XRP retested this neckline as resistance at about 70 cents. And this is going to be a key resistance line to watch over the next few days and next few weeks here, because when we break this resistance line and hold it as support, then the next stop for XRP is going to be astronomical with how much liquidity is going to flow in here. But what happened back here, February 2021, it was rejected for point number 4 to regroup, but it was forming a higher low. And then that's when we saw XRP being bought up overseas from exchanges like Binance and the other exchanges that had it listed other than Coinbase, because Coinbase delisted it in the United States. And XRP rallied up for point number 5 for the top of the bull run at about $1.90 plus cents. Then we saw the bear market kick in and everything dropped 90 to 99% in the altcoin market. Then we started the next bull run. We saw this uptrend, this upward trending support right here. XRP rallied up to wick above the resistance from 70 cents, but the candle body closed at about 74 cents. Then we saw a sell-off for point number 2 to come back up to retest this upward trending support right here. Then point number 3 in green that you can see retesting this neckline again at about 72 cents, rejected, coming back down for point number 4. And then bouncing off of this upward trending support again. So this upward trending support is a massive support line that we're going to be watching, because if XRP cannot hold above 70 cents and we don't see, let's just say we don't see astronomical volume come in over the next few days to push XRP upwards of 80, 90 cents or $1, then XRP could come back down to retest this upward trending support line another time before we break on out of here. But the last time that we went from point number 4 to point number 5, there was no back test of any upward trending support. XRP just rocketed rocketed out of here. So could this be the point that we need to see for XRP to trend to the upside? Now, what's interesting is on the relative strength index, we saw this upward trending support right here taking place. And then the final shakeout event for XRP was really for point number 2, because we came back up, we back tested this upward trending support on the RSI as resistance. Point number 4 scared everyone out of the market, and then XRP rallied upwards of 78 on the relative strength index for the high. And so we're seeing something similar happen, a little bit different, but we broke to the downside of this upward trending support on the RSI for point number 2. We came down here to around 50 on the RSI, just like we did back in December of 2020, post lawsuit being filed. And then we retested for point number 3 as resistance, just like we did for point number 3 back here in February of 2021. We got rejected, came back down another time for the RSI, and now we're pushing back up. So the real question is, if we go from 0.4 to 0.5 and we see liquidity flow in, then XRP's RSI could pop upwards of 80 to 90 up here, and we could see the price just absolutely surge to the upside to $1 and $1.30. In videos in the past, I was talking about how the descending resistance from the all-time high to point number 5 is forming this macro symmetrical triangle right here. If we were to trace from COVID's low of point number 2 and then just trace it to where we are right now as this upward trending support, gets XRP to coil up. So the real key to understand is that as XRP coils up further and further in this symmetrical triangle right here, the break to the upside or to the downside will be massive. See, if there's a break to the downside, it would be from some black swan event, Bitcoin selling off, and then Bitcoin crashing down. But there's so much buy pressure with BlackRock right now that I don't see that happening. I see Bitcoin pushing further to the upside of 80, 90, or 100K, then for us to see a 20, 30, or 40% pullback up here. So if Bitcoin continues to push to the upside, I would expect some rotation to take place into XRP to push it upwards of $1, $1.30, and then the RSI to get overextended upwards of 80 and 90, and then for us to cool off for a little bit and consolidate. Then when the real liquidity flows in the market is when Bitcoin's dominance starts to drop based on the past, because if we look back in February 2017, Bitcoin's dominance was at 90+%, and then it dropped all the way down to 35%. Well, coincidentally enough, XRP's price was at 0.005, and then when Bitcoin's dominance dropped, XRP's price went upwards of $3 when Bitcoin's dominance dropped to 30 cents. Let's look at the last bull run. XRP's price was at 18 cents, 18 cents post lawsuit. Bitcoin's dominance was over 70%. Then Bitcoin's dominance went all the way down to 39%. XRP's price went upwards of $1.90. So right now we're at 53 on the dominance. And when Bitcoin's dominance tops out and starts to roll over to the downside, that's when I would expect XRP to surge. Now, another chart that we need to look at is XRP to the Bitcoin price chart. This compares XRP's performance in comparison to Bitcoin. So when the chart's going down, Bitcoin's doing better than XRP. When the chart's going up, XRP is outperforming Bitcoin. So as you guys know, XRP hasn't really been doing much this past year until recently. Bitcoin's been doing everything, passing the all-time high, getting BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF approved by the SEC, whereas Ripple is still waiting for this settlement deal with the SEC that's mysteriously being talked about behind the scenes, right? So at some point, this will rebound off of this upward trending support. And every single time in the past that XRP to the Bitcoin price chart has come down to this support line, it's bounced off of it, and XRP has seen astronomical gains. The last time was back in December of 2020. XRP rallied up, then saw the lawsuit hit, came back down one more time, and then it rallied all the way up by March of 2021. And that's when we saw the price go from 40 cents all the way upwards of $1.96. The time before then was at the tail end of March of 2017. And that was right here when XRP's price went from 0.005 upwards of about 38 cents. Simultaneously, Bitcoin's dominance was dropping, so massive liquidity was flowing into XRP. The time before then was July 7th of 2014, and it slowly started to grind up. Then we saw this massive green candle by November of 2014, and that's when XRP's price went from 0.004 to about 0.027. So we're close to it right now. We're not quite to it. So Bitcoin, what I would expect in the short term is for Bitcoin to remain bullish, to continuously trend upwards, and for us to see maybe another shakeout event. I know I've said this so many times, like how many shakeout events do we need for XRP? Maybe for XRP to get rejected from this zone right here and come back down to this upward trending support line one more time. But I'm still holding my XRP because the signs are too obvious that if we stay down here for an extended period of time, while the RSI is at 32 right now, it just bounced from 25, guys. If we stay down here for an extended period of time, eventually something has to give, and XRPs on the RSI, the relative strength index, to Bitcoin will shoot to the upside and will start melting faces. Now, according to 0IKA on Twitter, with the achievement of the new all-time high, the eyes are now fully on Bitcoin's dominance. You all know how bullish, we've all been in June of 2023 with the main target of 58% to be reached over time. And he thinks that we're now very close to the moment of truth. Bitcoin's dominance is currently congested in a 140-day range, which leads up to consider two potential outcomes. Number one would be a breakout with 56% to 58% as an optimal reversal target, his main idea in the black arrows that you can see right here. Or number two is a breakdown with final targets at 38.92% or potentially new lows in the red arrow. So either way, if we go up further, there'll most likely be a breakdown, or if we just start breaking down right now, then we see alt season kick in earlier than we expect. So both ways should kick off the start of the so-called alt season. And historically, the timeline for seeing a resolution of the move oscillates between 2 to 3 weeks, less or more. But, he wants to add something more to the analysis. He's hearing doubts about a potential alt season because a lot of coins already have had their pumps. Genuinely speaking, remaining loyal historically to market dynamics pushed the greed, stupidity of humans, which have no upside limit, in his opinion. That's why, besides the technical connotations, he's very confident to see capital rotation in the final alt season. So raise your attention threshold now than more than ever before, especially when we look at the total market cap. So when you guys see, altcoins pumping 200 to 300%, you don't realize that that's only a 2 to 3x. Remind you, if we measure from the low of March of 2020 to the high, the altcoin market did over 4,000%, which is a 40x. So right now, from the low of the market to where we are, we've only done about 180% for total 2, which is the entire altcoin market. So that's barely a 2x. And with a potential spot Ethereum ETF coming, institutions diving into Bitcoin, XRP to the Bitcoin price chart drastically underperforming, Bitcoin's dominance getting ready to roll over, I am personally more bullish on XRP than ever before. So I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still here, guys. As always, our goal is to help you make as much money as possible in the crypto markets. And you know that crypto is very risky, so don't buy, don't sell anything we talk about on our channel. I'm not a financial advisor. Go consult your financial advisor if they're a millionaire. If they're not a millionaire, fire them. Hire someone who's actually qualified to give you financial advice. These videos are just purely for educational, entertainment purposes only, and I always encourage you to do your own research. But if you do want to see what we're bullish on this bull run, then you can go to bullrunners.com and get instant access to our free top 10 crypto checklist to discover the next 100x crypto. And while meme coins are hot right now, this is specifically a meme coin checklist, and you don't need any previous crypto trading experience. All you do is click the button on the page. It's bullrunners.com. The link will be in the description below. Put in your best email address. It's free to do so. You get instant access to our Telegram group. You get subscribed to our daily video newsletter, where we give you the best information to help you prepare for the worst that's yet to come in this economy, because we all know that the spending power of the dollar is going to keep going down in value. That's a fact based on inflation, blockchain tech, distributed ledger technology, cryptocurrencies are going up in interest. That's the truth. And together, you know where we're going. We're going camping on the beaches of the moon. So I will see you guys on the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.